Wow, what an amazing adventure. The planet was like a sparkling dream. But why do you think the Crystal people chose forgiveness over revenge? Even after Shadowon did all that bad stuff, they didn't want to hurt him. Why do you think they did that? Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Anonymous. I'm your host today, and we are going to talk about forgiveness. In our story, the Crystal people were really upset because their planet was being plunged into darkness. They were scared and they were angry, but when they met with Shadow and they didn't start yelling or blaming him, they asked him why he was doing this, and then they told him how much the light meant to them. Now, some of us might wonder, why did they do that? Like, they could have just captured Shadow and punished him, right? Well, maybe. But here's the thing. When someone hurts us, sometimes we feel so much pain that we want to take away their happiness too. We want to make them feel the same pain we're feeling. That way we can feel better about ourselves. It's like if you were playing a game and you got hit, you might want to hit them back. But sometimes, just like the Crystal people, we choose to take the high road. We don't want to make others feel pain. We want to help them. You see, when you look at someone who is hurting, you have two choices. You can either make them feel worse by taking away their happiness, or you can make them feel better by sharing your happiness. What do you think our heroes would have done if they met Shadow on outside the cave before he got the Heart of Light? Would they have fought him? Sure they would have. But what if they had met him after he gave the heart away and the planet was already dark? That's a good question. What do you think they would have done? Let's find out. After Shadowrun returned the Heart of Light, the planet was super bright again and everyone was happy. But let's imagine for a moment that Shadowrun never gave the heart back. The planet would have stayed dark and scary, and if the heroes had found him, things might have been pretty rough. Now let me ask you something. Do you think they would have treated Shadowrun differently if he didn't give back the heart? Like, they knew he'd done something bad, but would they still try to help him? Or would they be too mad to care? Maybe a little bit of both. Sometimes when someone does bad things and doesn't apologize, we can get really angry. We might feel like they don't deserve our help anymore. But remember, even if Shadowrun didn't give back the Heart of Light, the planet's Crystal people still wouldn't have wanted to hurt him. They would have understood that even though he did something wrong, he was still part of their world and he still needed help. This choice shows how strong they are. It wasn't easy for them to forgive Shadowrun. He had caused so much trouble, but they knew that hating and wanting revenge wouldn't make their world shine again. So instead, they chose understanding and forgiveness. Forgiving someone isn't always easy, especially when they haven't apologized or asked for forgiveness. But you know what? The Crystal people showed us that even when we're angry and scared, we can always choose to be kind. Being kind to someone who has hurt us isn't the same as letting them hurt other people. It's about showing them a better way. It's about helping them understand why what they did was wrong and showing them that there are better ways to act. It takes a lot of strength and care to do this, and the Crystal people had lots of both. Forgiving someone also means letting go of our anger and resentment. Sometimes when someone hurts us, we hold on to our anger for a long time. We keep thinking about how they hurt us and how they should feel bad. But when we hold on to anger for too long, it can hurt us more than the person who hurt us. It's like carrying a heavy rock in a backpack. If we keep carrying it, it will become more and more difficult to walk. The best thing to do is to put that rock down and let it go. This isn't always easy, but when we do it, we can feel lighter and happier. So do you think forgiving Shadowrun helped the Crystal people? You bet it did. Forgiving him didn't mean they forgot what he'd done, but it helped them move on and focus on making their planet beautiful again. And you know what? It also helped Shadowrun. When the Crystal people showed him kindness instead of hate, he realized that he didn't want to be a villain anymore. He wanted to be a hero. He helped the planet because he felt bad about what he had done. And that made him feel a lot better. But wait, let's go back to the story. After Shadowrun brought back the Heart of Light, he probably thought he'd be punished. He expected the worst, but he was surprised. The Crystal people weren't angry. They just wanted to know why he'd done those bad things. When they told him how important the light was to them, he felt bad. It made him realize that he'd made a mistake. The Crystal people didn't yell or scream at him. They were calm and peaceful, and that calmed him down too. He started to feel a little sad, like he wanted to cry. He hadn't felt this way before. It was a new and strange feeling. It made him feel like he wanted to change, to be a better villain. Person. When we make mistakes, we often feel bad afterwards. Sometimes we wish we could go back and do things differently. But you know what? Sometimes when someone helps us understand why our actions hurt others, we can feel a little better. We can feel like we want to be a better friend, classmate, or whatever. It is like when you accidentally break a friend's toy and they calmly explain how it makes them feel. You don't feel good about yourself, but you want to make it up to them. If you're ever in this situation, remember that apologizing and trying to fix the situation can make things feel better. But remember, sometimes when someone forgives us, it doesn't mean they forget what we did. But if we've learned from our mistakes and promised to do better, they might be willing to forgive us. And you know what? It's not always easy to admit we're sorry. It takes courage to say we're sorry and to change our behavior. But when we do, we can feel proud and good about ourselves. It's like when you finish a hard homework assignment or when you learn a new skill, we can feel a sense of accomplishment. So the next time you make a mistake, remember to be brave. Apologize and do your best to fix it. Who knows? You might even learn something new about yourself. And hey, if you ever need help understanding your feelings, talking to a grown-up you trust can be a great idea. They can help you sort through your emotions and find ways to express them in a healthy way. Remember, it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to hide how you feel. Now it's time to wrap up our conversation. I hope we've learned something valuable today. Remember, even when someone hurts us, we can choose to be kind. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but it can help us move on and focus on making the world a better place. It can even help the person who hurt us become a better person too. So let's try to be like the crystal people from our story. Let's choose kindness and understanding, and let's remember that everyone deserves a chance to be better, including ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this adventure, remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, the most powerful light is the one we share.